Let's look forward.
Let's look forward.
For the beginning, at least.
Look forward.
Hi, everybody. I'm Pysa Noel, and thank you for tuning in to the Pysa Noel show. I am so excited. This is my passion project that I'm starting from the ground up, and I have one of my great friends. She's like my sister, and her name is Arledge, and she has. Ooh, I ain't say it right, Lord. Okay, see, we already started. Can you say it again? Break it down for me.
Arledge.
Oh, Arledge. This is embarrassing. She really came in and stepped in, and she has this phrase, love is my currency. I will let her continue with that. But she will be a guest in season 2, maybe season 1. And we can hear all the wonderful things she's doing. But today she's really helping and serving me, and she's actually going to interview me, so you guys will know what is to come on this show. All right, without further ado, Ashley Arledge. Okay, A-R-L-E-D-G. Okay.
Yep.
Arledge. Okay. All right, but we're going to keep it going. We're going to have a natural show.
I'm her friend, like she said. I have a nonprofit organization called Just As You Are Legacy, and we're working on a movement called Love Is My Currency, and where we're really exploring how love can truly be your currency, and what that looks like, and what the many facets and definition of what love is, and walking that through. So you're going to see me doing things like this, where love is my currency. I'm sewing into her, and I get to sew into her passion project because it's incredible and amazing, and y'all gonna love it and like it. I think she's funny, and she low-key could be doing stand-up. But I don't know if she ever would. Or at least star in a comedy.
Okay, maybe. I'm not going to cut anything out. I'm glad she's saying that, because now I'm like, just be natural. Because I can be kind of stiff, so I just want to make sure we and I'm going to break that down. So she's going to help me out.
For sure.
But I appreciate it.
My safety zone is laughter. So, yeah.
Anyway.
So that's it. That's enough about me. And today we're here to interview her, and I got some questions. So this is my phone that I'm gonna look on.
At least you don't got no spiral notebook. Good, like what are them things with the It is a spiral notebook with the circles. Yeah, not the 3-ring binder. At least you don't have that either. But
yeah,
spiral notebook.
I wouldn't have fit that up here. That thing would have. I didn't like that in school.
Like you old.
Yeah, no. But anyway, we're gonna get started on this interview. So we're here at the Pysa Noel show. This is exciting. This is, again, like she said, her passion project. And today we're getting ready to learn about this passion project and where it came from and what's it all about, where the inception is and where is it going, and the mission and vision behind it all. So without further ado, let's get started.
Okay.
Well, let me start here. People want to know more about you. Well, I want to know more about you, like where this kind of came from, who you are. Okay. Where this came about, and then even so much as to talk about like your name and okay, that is a very unique name. I've never met anyone named Pysa.
I haven't either, but I'm thinking maybe in the future that somebody will name their daughter after me, and there'll be some more. But I mean, I don't know any other Oprahs yet either. Do you know any other Oprahs?
Not at all.
So we'll see. But a brief introduction. I was born in Boston, Massachusetts. I don't remember anything. I had a country babysitter, so that's why I have this country twang going, and I never wanted to leave because it's just my thing. When I get excited, then it starts coming out. But yeah, so my name is Pysa Noel, as you guys know, and Pysa does have a meaning. It means for the love of, and Noel means Christmas. So my name means for the love of Christmas. My dad put that together. I don't know what made him say, let's put Pi and Sa together, but he called my mom and said, what about Pysa? And she was like, yes. And I was like, okay. So I hated my name at first. And sometimes I go by Noel, but people still say like Nicole. And they still can't get it right. So, but, they don't read and they don't listen. So that's what Pysa Noel means. And let's see, so born in Boston and then moved to Charlotte and lived there until high school, the end of high school, where I moved to California and went to Long Beach State.
Got it.
So I'll stop there.
How is it growing up in North Carolina? Is it Charlotte, North Carolina?
It was Charlotte.
Okay.
I loved it. I lived in the suburbs. I just had a really good time. I would have parties, and my mom was very supportive. And she was supportive of me having fun. She just needed to know where I was at. She would make me call her all the time. You know, it's like, call me when you get across the berm. Call me when you get here. And I'm like, that's too much calling. So
that's good parenting.
Yeah, it is.
It is a lot of calling, but it's good parenting. Not to go in on, I don't know if you care about age or not, but when we were growing up, cell phones were not a thing.
Yeah.
So you had to use house phones.
Landlines. You get to your friend's house and you call right there. We aged ourselves like these some old people. I don't know if I'm listening to this show.
And we're really not that old, because it wasn't that long ago though.
But it wasn't.
It really wasn't.
Like people always say, like I'm a 60-year-old in a 30-something-year-old body. Yes, I am in my 30s. So that's something too. I had like this really big age complex for a long time, and
where did that come from?
It came from dance, and I wanted to be in the entertainment business. And I always, when I was growing up in competition, I was always like, if I just had one more year, because I always wanted to get better and better. And then when I got to college, I decided to go to Debbie Allen's Dance Academy for a summer intensive. Those people were younger than me. Everybody was at least 2 to 3 years younger than me, and some of them were babies already getting technique and stuff. And ever since then, I just was never right again. And I had a coworker that used to bully me about my age. She's twice my age, but she used to bully me about it. And one time, the FedEx girl said, "How old are you?" And she was like, "Pysa never tells people her age." And I had just turned 30, and I said, "You know what? Forget this." And I was like, "I'm 30. Any more questions?" You know. And every year I like say how old I am, and it's like I just have been so empowered since I got over that complex. And whereas I don't think that you should necessarily announce it when you're in the industry, because ageism is a thing, but you know, I had to kind of find a happy medium because I didn't want to lose a job because of my age. And you know, even watching media, like when I would watch morning shows and stuff like that, I noticed that after a certain age, a lot of the women would get swapped out. I used to watch like Good Day LA, and then they would kind of swap them out, and it may have to do with something different, but I noticed the men were always very old, and they could stay as long as possible. The only reason some of the men are phasing out now is because of Me Too era, but they were like could never lose a job. But I would see people like I used to really like Jillian Barbary. I maybe you butchered her last name too, but and then she was getting swapped out with a new blonde that was younger, and you know, I kept seeing that, so I was always concerned about being able to work, you know, being the age that I am. But the good thing about it is, you know, this is why I'm doing this project, is because we have the means to create our own stuff now, you know. And I'm jumping the gun, but it's like I don't want anybody else to tell me I can do something, or audition in front of somebody that can't do half of what I can do. And like I just like God made it where I was just like I don't want to audition anymore, and where it didn't work for me, so I could just start my own thing. And right now we have Instagram and we have YouTube, and you know, we have the means to do our own work and be who we are and not have any rules. So it's like we'll just start one, and that's why I'm here. So I'll stop where that is.
Awesome. No, that's good though, because all of that helped to create what it is today. You know what I mean? I know your history with dance and how that pushed you towards something different, because you talked about this for a while, and you did the work. And I remember you being like, "This is what I'm gonna do. because it's even all on Instagram about you doing the work and preparing for this moment." Yes, it is.
Which I feel like I'm not ready at all, but I'm here, and I'm glad that I just went ahead and started, because you know, I've been talking about the color of the curtains and this and that and what I'm gonna do, and until like last weekend I finally just asked guests to come, but like I was just doing the most, and it's like just start. And then a lot of the issue was worrying about what other people would say, and is this enough? Like I remember when Instagram was fun and it was just pictures, and they were unprofessional phone pictures, and we have fun in videos. Well, now, like for the people that are dancing now, I feel like you have to have this professional like movie video up there. I know somebody that actually told a friend, your posts are good, but like you really need better quality, and you need this and that. And it scared the heck out of me for starting the project. Like I was scared to do anything because I thought it was never professional enough. And I was about to dump all my money into getting all this professional stuff, when I think the most important part is content and personality. you know, and I started watching YouTube, and I was seeing people on their cell phones, and the background was a hot mess. And I'm like, the people that I watch don't have anything fancy. They don't have a lot of edits. They don't have all that stuff, but their personality is so important. So again, I'm jumping the gun, but that's what my goal is for this show: content, content, content. And then if you want to donate, please help a sister out. You know, I need to give me a cash app. If you want to donate and help and do that, then of course I want to grow. But I'd rather start at a minimal level and start with where I am by myself and with what I have, than to be spending all my money on all these edits. And then what if I run out of money and then I got to start again from the ground, and it's not even as professional as where I started. So I was like, let me start at the base and continue. And I'm okay and happy with where I am to start. So
that's good. And I think that's a really good point that you said that, because that's something that I think that a lot of passion project people or business owners, entrepreneurs, anyone that's wanting to start something new, they get caught up in either the big vision of it all, and if you suffer from perfectionism or
recovering perfectionist
or industry, I'm gonna create a new word here, industry perfectionism. Where it has to be every duck has to be in a row, every I has to be dotted, every T has to be crossed before you even start anything. When you listen to entrepreneurs, none of them had everything. Not one of them had everything, whether it be confidence, whether it be the product that they needed, or the marketing that they needed, or the equipment, whatever it was. Not one of them did, but they just did it anyway. And they stepped out and they just literally said, I'm going to let my steps create this, because you still have to have a space to grow into. Like I remember even with dancing, like, so you think you could dance. I remember there was a guy on there that I knew, and he was a professional dancer. I'm like, why are you on here? And he just was on there. He was down to like the top 2 or whatever, and they didn't choose him. He didn't win because they were like, there's no room for you to grow into. You're already there. There's nothing we can teach you that you don't already know.
He ain't had no business being on there.
He really didn't. He really
I'm sorry
didn't.
you watch it, but like, come on now. That reminds me of my dad. He's like, on Dancing with the Stars, that ain't fair, because some of those people have passed some dance training, and he gets all into it, and he's like, some of them skip and hadn't done any, but if they're singers and stuff on Dancing with the Stars, then you know they passed some dance training. But you know, that's show business. Anyway, I digress.
But no, I think that's a good point that you, and so you have to start here, because you're going to literally see your growth go from here to whatever sound stage you're going to be on. Do you know what I mean? And you won't be relatable to people. Like if you're one of your goals is to like help people and to inspire people, and we'll get more into that. But if that is the case, you got to teach them where to start. Like, yo, I had 2 nickels to rub together and some whatever, and put it together and said, this is what I'm going to start with. And then as you begin to create and as you begin to grow, you literally attract what you need for the next movement of yours. So anyway,
thank you. I needed that. Yeah, that's true.
So I think that it's great that you started. You got more stuff than I got.
But I picked certain things that I just wanted, because Ashley knows me. If I have a vision, it's like, this is just what I want. It's my vision and don't change. And I just had a certain set that I wanted. Obviously, I love pink and purples and stuff like that. And I was like, I want pink, purple, and black. And those are my colors. And it's just really important. And he's like, well, you don't have to do all that. But what I have learned through this process, even just to get to this point, is to follow my gut and follow what I want to do, because a lot of the times the vision I have is different. And I actually haven't seen a talk show where the host actually gets interviewed, and I just wanted to do it that way. And I was like, this is what I want to do, and this is how I want to do it, and just try to go with exactly what your main focus was, because I actually started off by doing my own videos by myself, and I was excited at first, but then it started feeling like homework, and I just didn't like the personality that came out, and I kind of like, I need somebody to feed off of to me, and like it was kind of hard for me to try to be funny just by myself and try to show other like, you know, personalities by myself, and just kind of boring. Like I also think that one of my strengths is listening to people and people feeling comfortable to share with me. So that's where the whole talk show thing came from, because I was like, man, people be telling me all their business on day one, you know, and
that's where it came from.
That's where it came from. And then I was like, well, how can I combine something that's a gift into something that can be a passion. Anyway, when I grew up in high school, I was student body president. I was on the dance team, and you know, just homecoming court. And I just, you know, really like to speak up. I like to be seen, and I like to be liked. You know, sometimes you're not going to be liked, but I like that. So I was like, what is a way that I can still be seen? I knew I liked TV, and use part of my gift. And I was like, a talk show. Like, people like to talk to me, and if I could do that every day and talk and help people, then you're still sharing if you're talking about the right stuff, you know, and helping people. But that was a combination of like all the things that I want to do. And then there's always freedom for me to do some dancing too. You may see some in this season, or may not. You may see grandma trying to pull it back out. I may still have it. I may still have it. So, you know, that's where this came from. But my number one goal was, you were talking about dance and everything. My goal, I was so stubborn. It was like, I'm going to dance professionally first, and then I'm going to do a talk show. And Ashley used to piss me off. I probably shouldn't say this on this, but she used to say, why don't you just start on your talk show? And I would get so mad about it. And other dancers would say that too, and I took it personally, like they thought you might as well give up on dance, you're not good. And then recently, like last year or something, one of the guys that's going to be on the show, Trey, said to me, I never thought you weren't good enough, I just saw something bigger for you. You know, and that's not everybody's story. I'm not putting dance down, because that's some people's thing, and some of them are thriving. But for me, I think there's something bigger for me, you know.
Yeah.
And again, not putting down anybody else's career or saying that dance is lower than this or that, but there's something else. And God had to make it super clear and to say, you're not going to make anything. I don't care if you overqualified, if you look perfect for the part. I don't care if you kill that audition. I don't care if you get an agent and all these different things. And it's like I just couldn't quite catch a break. But I remember telling you years ago, I said, I feel like there's like this glass wall or some kind of wall that God's putting up when I go to these auditions. I don't feel like it's me, but I feel like God's saying no. And I don't have the full answer yet, but I do know that there was something else that he wanted me to do. And maybe if I were booking these jobs and on all this other stuff, then I would be like, oh, I'll just keep booking these jobs for a while. I would never start this thing. But I did this because there was nothing else for me to do. I have no other option because nothing else is working out. So this is all I got left.
Yeah, and I think that that's awesome, though, that you recognize that and made this shift. Because I remember that struggle. We talked about it. And trust me when I say, she's an incredible dancer. Like probably one of the best that I've ever seen. And she just grabs your attention on stage.
Took a little far, but thank you.
No, I mean,
but I receive it. Thank you, though.
I mean, and it's true, because it's not, dancing isn't just about technique. I'm talking about holistic, right? Because there's dancers that you'll see, and you understand this, that you're like, oh my God, they have a beautiful physique. You know what I mean? Their facility is beautiful, and they can stretch their leg up to, you know, develop it up to here, and their hips are wide open, and their feet are beautiful, blah, blah, blah. But you see them on stage, and you're like, it's like watching paint dry. It's boring. And you're like, so you find the technicalities about them to watch for hours on end, and you're like, I feel nothing. And I know so many dancers that are like that, and I'm like, you're beautiful, but I would so rather watch someone who's giving me their heart and everything into it. And you're one of those dancers that you have both. You put everything into it. And then you also have done your due diligence, and of course your training and technique, and your facility's good too. So you have a good combination of both, which is why I say you're one of the best dancers I've ever seen, because you have that. And it translates. Like, I can watch you and I'll be like, oh my God, I'm not bored. This is amazing. Whatever you're trying to, well, I don't know what you're trying to convey, but I feel something.